today's tie. South Africa's fan base more than enthusiastic, looks to cheer on the South African players. In duty against Zambia, that's the Tunisian women's team who failed to claim a place in the playoff, the Interconfederation playoff, as they lost out on penalties against place Nombula Khwale. And the second change will see Hilda Machaya make her way onto the pitch. Very quick, pacey, and somebody who's got the ability to run at opposing defences with a great deal of speed and energy. Second half is underway. It is Zambia against South Africa. Zambia in the copper and black against South Africa in the green and gold. 0-0 at the break here in Casablanca in this Women's Africa Cup of Nations semi-final tie. A familiar rivalry indeed, as both these sides from the COSAFA region. One of them guaranteed a place in the final of this tournament, indeed, where history beckons and reputations may very well be sealed. It's Machaya, their change. She's come on from Melinda Khadiete. When the free kick early on in South African half, take up Wanda Dlamini momentarily on the two changes. Might bring South Africa in the second half as Willem this one a little short. Chungulavanti looks to turn it out to Mapepa. Zambia looking dangerous here. Mapepa might drive wide. She does indeed. Gets the shot in here. And it's straight at Andile Dlamini. Well positioned, the Sundowns keeper. And is able to bring that ball under control. Mapepa and Zambia continue where they left off from the opening half. And that is looking dangerous. Dlamini. Take a look at what you've seen in the opening half. Zambia no changes. They come out with an early chance in the second half. What's your take as well on the two South African changes at half time?
Well, I think Coach Desri is certainly looking at making sure that she has equal pace on the flanks, and the introduction of Hilda then comes in handy, knowing her ability to take on defenders one-on-one, but also maybe a bit of intensity in that midfield to have a Nomvula who also all and get those interceptive passes in through to the centre backs, but most importantly to feed the likes of Jermaine up front and to make sure that they finally get their final third entries a bit accurate.
Machaya playing in Korea. And importantly for Banyana, somebody who can score. And somebody who's already proved her ability on the pitch, and did so against the defending champions Nigeria in the opening game of South Africa's group stages. They beat Nigeria 2-1, they beat Burundi 3-1, they beat Botswana 1-0 in the group, and then beat Tunisia in the quarterfinals. They're hoping for 5 successive victories here. Only South Africa and Morocco have 4 wins from 4 following the quarterfinal stage. Zambia remain unbeaten and have 2 wins and 2 draws. One from which they advanced on penalties to this stage of the competition. Kasane doing her little bit to try to win that ball back from Mapepa. Dungu. Katongo. Under a little pressure by Khwale. Long range shot coming from the fearsome free kick taker in Shumba Mwimba. Product of the Chibolya Queens, renowned for their talent identification in years gone by in Zambian women's football. There's Nuku Matlo. Forward to Khwale. Some pass out wide. Machaya's looking to get this ball central. Jermaine Supersenwe a little too far away from the action, and Catherine Musonda just charges in and claims possession of this ball. Does Zambia just keep doing what they've been doing and hope that finally they can find a clinical touch in the area?
Looking at how they've really performed throughout the tournament, they are a team that knows how it is to make sure that they believe in their game plan, and for them it's just really to not change anything but to always increase the intensity. They always find their way back, and what they do really well is to make sure that they get numbers behind the ball as quickly as possible, and once they win as equally quick in the transition. So I think it's just a matter of time. The South Africans will have to be quite mindful of that kind of threat.
Yeah, there's certainly a great deal of belief in the camp right now, and Museme runs beyond it now. Musesa in a little bit of a problem, but she recovers nicely to put that ball out of play on the near side under pressure from Supasenwe. South Africa take the throw in quickly. Tesane picking out Supasenwe. This is Chumbulubanji. Forward. Mbane. Katongo here. A little touch off Mbane, I think that was. So, oh no, throw-in has gone the way of South Africa. 5 minutes down in the second half. Zambia have created a golden chance to score. Here's South Africa's opportunity potentially. Ball out wide by Mutlalo. Back from Mahaya. Jane tries a drive from range, but it's drilled wide of Musonda's goal. A little more intensity from South Africa, but they failed to break into that 18-yard area, being forced to shoot from range.
Yet again, it's just how quick the Zambians get behind the ball, closing the spaces, making sure that they're compact all the time. Makes it a bit difficult for the South Africans to penetrate right into the 18-yard box. Hence, Fonse.
Back from Mahaya. Jane tries a drive from range, but it's drilled wide of Musonda's goal. A little more intensity from South Africa, but they failed to break into that 18-yard area, being forced to shoot from range.
Yet again, it's just how quick the Zambians get behind the ball, closing the spaces, making sure that they're compact all the time. Makes it a bit difficult for the South Africans to penetrate right into the 18-yard box. Hence, Fonse.
She's played in a few different places. Is Linda Mutlalo over the years. Played in China, Beijing, is Fuale. Zip. Back, and they look to steer it into the path of Mutlalo. She's played in a few different places. Is Linda Mutlalo over the years. Played in China, Beijing, is Fuale. Zip. Back, and they look to steer it into the path of
It's going
He's
to be a
going to
very
hurt both
tightly
players.
contested match, Dwayne. Both teams that really know one another. They know each other's
So
weaknesses.
now playing in Spain, in Eibar. One of my favourite memories of watching her play was the hat-trick she scored against Cameroon in 2008 in the semi-finals. Part of hers. She played a match in 2018 as a 17-year-old. Now 21, returning to the Women's Africa Cup of Nations with a little more experience, the Red Arrows striker. So play will restart from a drop ball. Instruction from the referee. There's Nukumatlo. It's just for South Africa to hoof this ball to the goalkeeper, it seems, and ultimately controlled by the defence. So 10 minutes have come and gone in this second half. Goalless it remains, and thankfully for both Uchumba Lubanji and Nukumatlo, they're both back on their feet and look set to continue in this tie. It'll be a free kick. Mutalo down. Niece of the former Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper, Joseph Mutalo. Mbappe, meanwhile, is showing a little more emotion than we're used to seeing from him on the sidelines. This is the sharp business end of the tournament. Sukusin went down under the challenge of Katongo. Free kick South Africa's way. Here's Ray Ellis. It's not a position South Africa are unfamiliar with in this tournament. At this stage against the likes of Nigeria. Using the height of Musesa and the wall as well, who ultimately the deflection from the corner there. Ahead of the onrushing Matlo. Looking to send that ball upfield quickly. Sonda has only succeeded in picking out Tasane. Pepa trying to get things going down the line, and it'll be a free kick. The South African playmaker, somebody who's also Super Senwe. Seems like just the other day she was a teenager scoring on debut against Zimbabwe. Is Mutlalo. Free kick to South Africa. While they went down. The referee, and the referee has a very stern word back. Mbula Khwale down under the challenge of Chitundu. It's a long way from Catherine Musonda's goal. This ball dealt with by Tembo, recovered by Tasane. Marshalled by Mapepa towards the far side, keeps the ball in play, but only briefly. Between these two Southern African teams as they search for a place in the final of this Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Handful of players from both sides, and both coaches are up for awards as the CAF Awards return for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic. And the ceremony on Thursday, the 21st of July. It's going to start at 8 o'clock local time in Rabat, 7 o'clock UTC or GMT. Israelis, two-time CAF Coach of the Year already, hoping to drive South Africa to yet another Women's Africa Cup of Nations final. The ball is lofted it's a little too energetically towards Musonda's 18-yard area. She comes out. In flames. Wimber towards Mapepa. Is there a free kick there? Nothing, says the referee. Here's Jermaine Supersenwe. Looks to pass that ball inside to Huale. Return ball didn't quite come where Supersenwe was hoping. Mwemba throw in will have a check on the Zambian star defender. She played in 2018. She had a major concern earlier on in this game where she landed awkwardly and looked to have twisted her ankle. And the Green Buffaloes players, who's not unfamiliar with South Africa's Mamelodi Sundowns individuals. Some of these players met in the semi-final of the COSAFA Zone fixture during qualifying for the inaugural CAF Women's Champions League. And in fact, Mwemba was player of the match in a losing cause for the Zambian side. The Sundowns won, advanced to the final. Mwemba was standout in that tie. Jane, with Kamede. Mwemba back on her feet and backwards Dlamini. In a brief moment, it looks like Nyangwe was trying to apply a little pressure on Dlamini. Here's Chanda, looking to bring Mapepa into play, and that ball is skewed into the side netting. Shamara Mapepa scored a superb goal from a very tight angle against Togo, so as much as you might want to be driving Mapepa to the goal line, you need to be ever aware of that gifted left boot.
Yep, the combination of Chanda and Mapepa always just looking at locating one another inside that final third, but once again Mapepa is just always losing that final touch when she's supposed to get an accurate pass into that 18-yard box.
Hilda Mahaya, having taken a knock here, she scored against Nigeria and then had to leave the field of play injured, and struggled to get game time subsequent as Margaret Belemu here picks up the caution for this challenge. Mahaya trapping the ball with her left and then getting caught from behind by Belemu. Belemu, among the players, who's already highlighted that she wants to become a coach after her playing days, but also wants to study physiotherapy. There is the face of Misozi Zulu, not unfamiliar to South Africans again, now based in Turkey at Hakariguchu. She looks to be ready to make her way on. Gifted winger. Ibrahim Katongo under pressure from Jane. Here's Mahaya. It'll be a free kick to Zambia, and now with the stoppage in play, an opportunity for Chitundu to make way and Zulu to make her way on. Having scored the winner against Tunisia and the equaliser against Senegal, Chitundu would have dreamed of finding another goal in this tournament here. But her day is done. So Zulu becomes the third Zambia player on the pitch, off the bench. So steers the ball away from the Mwemba free kick. Katongo can't control after Wilombe brought the ball down for Zambia. Matlalo, Foale, Supersenwe looks to send this ball into the path of the very pacey Tsesane. Oh, delivery is decent, certainly better than decent. The keeper and player come together.
Go! This is your goal!
Wonderful follow-up from Huale and Mahaya. And Machaya and Musonda have come together in challenging for that ball. Courageous keeping and a brave attempt from Machaya to find her second of this tournament.
Very well circulated by the South Africans. Jermaine just locating Nicolo with the inch perfect cross into that 18-yard box, just locating that penalty spot. But here, just a tip for the goalkeepers. Musonda should really go up with one knee to sort of protect herself. But here, she comes out just bashing, and then hence the collision. But normally, goalkeepers would really love to raise that knee just as a means of protection, just between themselves and the oncoming player.
Well, Hilda Machaya has managed to rise to her feet, and she's off behind the Zambian goal. Musonda, meanwhile, receives a little treatment here. Somebody who's been tremendously unlucky over the years in trying to represent Zambia. There is Machaya. She picked up a dead leg against Nigeria in the opening game. It's effectively a muscle contusion. And some of the Tunisian players. The tournament is done. Enjoying some competitive action between the COSAFA rivals. No scorers yet in the semi-final tie. Looking under the watchful eye of the CAF president. There's the South African contingent, including the mental coach, Lauren Duncan, the manager, and Leanne Redding, the mental coach. It's just another angle of the collision. Two players clearly challenging for the ball, and disappointing that they collided with one another so forcefully. And from a Zambian perspective, they not want this to be happening. Barbara Banda watches on. Someone who's been part of the squad, one of the star strikers for Zambia at the Olympic Games. She managed to score back-to-back hat-tricks. The first time that any player has done that at the Olympic Games football tournament. And this is concerning. Hazel Nali, the starting goalkeeper, usually was feeling unwell and had to withdraw. Catherine Musonda took her place in the starting lineup, and now Letitia Lungu, the third choice goalkeeper, is warming up. From what we've seen, Musonda, who remains down on the turf, although is at least in the seated position, Letitia Lungu is warming up and may need to make her way on. She's one of the rising stars of Zambian goalkeeping, but Letitia Lungu is only 17 years old. And this would be a very deep end that she'd be thrown into if she were to make her way on. Musimwape is concerned. The good news that Musonda is back on her feet. It's whether or not she'll continue in this tie. The medical staff are still there. This is the incident again. Asani with the delivery. Machaya and Musonda coming together. Looks to be indicating that she will continue to play, Catherine Musonda. It's a long stoppage, and one that seems to be having concluded without either player being seriously injured. It's behind us, and now they can get back underway. Goalless it remains between Zambia and South Africa. Just under 15 minutes to play to the 90-minute mark. If indeed the sides can't be separated, we'll have extra time and then subsequently penalties. Trying to get back underway from a drop ball. "13 minutes plus added time remain here in Casablanca. Mahaya is back on the pitch for South Africa, and Catherine Musonda seems ready and willing to continue in goal for Zambia. Into an attacking area. It's never nice to see players injured, but is there an element when you look at the opposing goalkeeper having taken a knock and being rocked by an incident like that? Is there an element of let's try to test the keeper when challenges like that happen on the pitch?
No, absolutely. You always just want to try your luck, considering just seeing Musonda struggling with the rib cage. And I think for her, then diving on the same side she's been affected could be a problem. So I wonder if the South Africans are actually aware of that. Maybe they could really fancy their chances from long range and force her into making those saves.
Carlo looking to recover after a really solid challenge from Nyangwe. Jane. He worked with Khwale. Now Super Senwe is making a charging run forward, so too Mahaya, and that ball is delivered in behind where Mahaya was running. And Musonda showing no signs of discomfort as she ran across her goal area and managed to collect. Goalless it remains with a little over 10 minutes to play in this tie till the 90. Shumwa Mwemba. Tembo's on her outside, but she opts to drive this ball forward. Dispossessed by Mutlalo was Suzy Zulu, and then subsequently dispossessed by Mary Wilombe, who is applauded wildly for her efforts by the Zambian fans. Delivery in. Nyangwe with a ball that could have proved telling. South Africa's defence stands firm. Katongo. Flashy on the ball, gets the passing game right. And Nyangwe again getting involved. This will take a deflection. Out for the corner it goes. Taken short, taken quickly. And Zambia going on the charge inside the area. It's a ferocious drive. It's taken a big ricochet. Out for the corner again. Amini getting involved in South Africa's defence. Lema will take. Chance ball. It fell kindly for Zambia. And ultimately, on the stroke of 80 minutes, they're unable to direct that ball goal bound. And Dlamini will have the chance to restart play from the back for South Africa. Nukumatlo has just hoofed one forward into the path of the rushing Jermaine Supasenwe, who's got two players now on her inside. Looks to find Tesane. He's waiting for the delivery to come. Tembo with a clearance for Zambia. And that'll be out for the goal kick. So the winner of this tie will face the winner of the match between Morocco and Nigeria in the tournament final in 5 days' time. The losers of those respective ties will face off in the third place playoff here in Casablanca in 4 days' time. Israelis expecting a set piece. Khwale's ball deflected back into South African territory. Dlamini. Sesa. Free kick Zambia. Time winding down. Another one of these sides wanting to give away a goal or make an error. And such credit to Bruce Mwape. He's steadily been building the Zambian side. We've had more successes in Kusafa in terms of placing. They found their way to their first ever Olympic Games. And even though they were thrashed by a record margin of 10-3 by Netherlands, the reigning European champions, they earned admirers for their flamboyant football and Barbara Bunda's display of goal scoring. And after qualifying for a first Olympic Games, which, unlike the men's tournament, is played at full international level for the women, they have now booked a ticket to their first ever FIFA Women's World Cup. Now to take a step further in the continental competition. Grace Chanda looks to get a shot away here, and it's not very far away from scaring Dlamini in the South African goal.
Once again, you see the combination of Chanda as well as Mapepa on this left-hand side, as they always really try to get those combination plays, but Manani Mbane just really caught there, just muscled out of it. And
Machaya can't get beyond Bilemu, but she does at the second time of asking. And the pass back to Huale. Potentially from both sets of benches. The earlier corner. South Africa look to be building to finish strongest, but Zambia are not to be undone and not to be outdone. Mapepa inside to Chanda. Looks for the return ball, but well read this time by Mbane. 5 minutes to play. Goalless it remains. Mutalo's gone down. Natasha Nanyangwe, the Saying the tip piece was taken just a little bit quickly. Seems to be the VAR check on this incident. Fair enough from the defender, standing her ground, deflected the ball away. Referee might want to go and check at the screen, bring the video assistant referee into play, but we'll get back underway from set piece to South Africa. Just inside Zambia territory, if indeed overturning of the referee's decision. He's one of the best on the continent. Like the accuracy now of the video assistant referee. Four of Africa's greatest referees overseeing the application of the video assistant referee. At the 90-minute mark, 6 minutes of time has been added on. The referee will head to the VAR to inspect.
Misbehaving here. Yes, there are lots here. Misbehaving, coming here to share women.
There's no overturning of the referee's decision. Lydia Tafesa, one of the best on the continent. Super Senwe into the body of Tembo, but Tembo getting her body in the way to deny passage to the ball. Just trying to work that ball back into the path of one of the two South African players who were waiting for the return pass. There's no doubt there was contact between the two players. Referee Lydia Tafesa just going through the video assistant referee to make her decision. She has made her decision. Back onto the field she goes. Penalty! Penalty has been awarded. South Africa finding themselves cheering at the opportunity to go in front in the closing moments of this match. Jermaine Super Senwe with a charging run. Tembo seemingly standing her ground. The initial block on the ball came across the path of Super Senwe. The referee is determined that a penalty.
But she hit the ball. That's what I don't understand. She hit the ball, right?
The Zambian fan.
Is it truly this a penalty? She hit the ball.
Over this ball, the fine finish.
They all went after the ball and she got the ball, right? I don't know why is this a penalty. Well, I'm not the referee.
Linda Mutalo. She's played abroad for a number of years, but up against Catherine Musonda, who is a renowned penalty stopper. And who's had her day saving penalties against South Africa previously in the COSAFA Cup. Can she do it again? Mutlalo for South Africa has tucked this ball home confidently. She's got her second of this tournament. Both have come from the penalty mark. But South Africa, importantly, lead deep in added time at the end of the 90 in this semi-final tie. South Africa can smell the final from here. Can they hold on? Will they advance? Beautifully dispatched by Mutlalo.
I don't really think that was a penalty. You know, that was not a penalty.
There by Linda Mutlalo, who slots that one comfortably just to put the South Africans in front. But once again, VAR playing its cause, making sure that they rectify a call. South Africa up front.
Linda Mutlalo tucking that ball comfortably into the back of the Zambian net. She scored 5 goals in 4 qualifiers. Wow. She scored in the 3-1 win over Burundi. She was player of the match in the winner over Nigeria. And now she's potentially got the winner over Zambia in the semi-final.
No, you cannot insult anybody. I don't want anybody to insult anybody here, please. Don't insult anybody.
Breakthrough.
And now I'm sure the South African
battling against Wilombe. Wilombe's come away with it.
So 4 minutes more to play. 4 minutes more. No, 6 minutes more to play. They added 6 minutes to the play time. So after the game, I would like to take your impression for 15 minutes before the next game between Morocco and Nigeria.
Under pressure by Super Senwa, and that's South African throw. So 5.5 minutes into the 6 minutes of time added on. South Africa leading by 1. Penalty successfully converted by Linda Mutlalo. Manda Dlamini watching this match and looking back over 90 minutes. How have you seen the tie played out?
Apart from the nerve-wracking last 5 minutes of the 90, I thought the Zambians really came out the better team in the first half. South Africans really looking to re-strategize in the second, apply as much pressure as they can. And I think that pressure really proved dividends for the team. That's why they were rewarded with the penalty, because they just improved in those final third entries.
To go beyond her marker, Kamede is beaten by Mapepa, but Mutlalo's back to help out defensively, and Tasane with a clearance. Ball fails to stay in play. The referee will be looking at her watch. Zambia still believe there's time. They're trying desperately to get on the end of this ball and get themselves into a scoring position.